In this video, I'll show you exactly how this thumbnail was made in Canva, and I'll explain why each part works so you know what to do to make your own thumbnails look attractive than they are right now. Go to canva.com, log into your account, and then create a YouTube thumbnail project by clicking on Create and Search Thumbnails. Click on the YouTube thumbnail. Let's start with the background. I'll bring in my background image from Uploads. Since it is not bright enough and clean enough, I'm going to adjust the image by clicking on Edit and then click on Adjust and click on Auto Adjust. Push the intensity to 100. You can see a big change now with just one click. Then I'll stretch it to cover my entire canvas. Okay, my background has a lot of details which can distract the viewer's attention from the text and the main image. So I'm going to click on Edit to add slight blur. Click on Whole Image and then set the intensity at 30. Our background is good and it's time to bring in our main image from Uploads again. Here's my main image. We're going to edit our main image by clicking on Adjust again and Auto Adjust, and I'll push the intensity to 100 again. Also, I'm going to add slight sharpness and clarity for my main image so it looks clean and clear even on a phone. Now I'm going to remove the background. For this part, you're going to need Canva Pro, and if you do not have a pro version of Canva, you can use free sites like remove.bg to remove the background. I'll place my main image to the right and resize this a bit. Zoom out a little. Now let's add text. Go to text and add a heading. Now I'm going to type in my text, which is cool. I'm going to make all of my letters uppercase by clicking on this uppercase button. Now I'm going to change the font to heading now 31 to 38. This will be my font. Once you chose the font, make it bold and create a duplicate and type in your next text, which is going to be hidden lessons. I'll change my top font size to 220 to make it bigger. Place it here. The bottom font is going to be smaller as compared to the top font. So the top text, which is cool, is bigger because this is the main topic of the video. To make the text pop, I'm going to add gradients by going into the color and click on add a new color. Click on gradient. I'm going to create a yellow and orange gradient. The first color is going to be yellow and the second one is going to be the same yellow, and click on add a new gradient color for the third color, which is going to be orange. I'll change the gradient style to linear gradient. For my bottom text, which is hidden lessons, I'm going to create a white and gray gradient, like a light gray, and change the gradient style to linear gradient. To make our text pop, I'm going to add a drop shadow behind our text by going into the effects, and I'm going to click on shadow. Increase the intensity to 100 and change the color to black, and the blur should be somewhere around 50. For the bottom text, I'm not going to add a shadow. Instead, I'm going to click on lift and push the intensity to 100. There's something missing for our bottom text, which is a red stroke. Go to Elements and search for a red stroke. Click on See All and drag this red paint brush stroke onto our canvas. I'll resize this a bit, and this is going to be behind our text, so I'm going to click on Position, then Layers, and drag this down behind our text. I'm going to adjust the placements a bit, and next I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard and select my hidden lessons text and the red color stroke and click on Group. Once they're grouped, you can adjust their position. Now let's add our icon blocks. Press R on your keyboard to create a square. Once it appears, I'm gonna around the edges a bit and change its color to a gradient. The first color is going to be white, and the second color will also be white. The third color will be light red. After that, I'm gonna rotate this bit and duplicate this block twice. So click on duplicate. Here we have 3 blocks for our 3 logos. Let's change the second block gradient color to a white and blue gradient. So add a light blue gradient. For our third block, it's going to be light purple. Now I'm going to add my icons onto the blocks. So I'm going to find the icons on elements. I'll search for competition for the first icon and click on the graphics to see all. And my first icon is going to be this one. Reduce its size, place it here for now. For our second icon, I'm going to search Heart Attack. Click on see all the graphics. I like this heart. So select that and place it here on our second block. And our third icon is going to be Path. See all. And then I'm going to choose this icon here. Canva has professional icons. Once all 3 of your icons are here, you're going to resize them a bit on your blocks and position them well, just like I'm doing now. After you're done with the positioning, you're going to hold shift on your keyboard and select the icon and the block and group them. Do the same thing to both of the blocks. Hold shift again and select your icon and block and group them. The same thing to the third block. Shift, select both and group. Next, I'll position my blocks on the bottom left and rotate them slightly for style. Now I'm going to add shadow behind our middle block. Go to elements and search for shadow. I'm going to pick this one, rotate this, make it smaller, duplicate the shadow and place it to the right exactly. I forgot to reduce the transparency of both, so reduce the transparency a bit for that drop shadow look. Now we're going to click on position and place the shadows behind our middle block. As you can see, there's a nice drop shadow here, which builds contrast and makes our middle block pop. After that, I'll hold shift and select all 3 blocks plus the shadows and group them and resize them. To make my face pop, I'm gonna add a glow behind my image. So go to elements and search for glow. Click on see all and I'm going to choose this yellow glow. Place it here. We're not done yet. I'm gonna add one more glow on our base glow. So I'm gonna add this sun looking like glow. Place it on our base glow. Now go to position, layers, and drag both of them under my main image. I'm gonna increase the sun looking like glow size. We're almost done. Before we make our final change, I'm going to resize and reposition all of my elements here. Finally, I'm going to add a shadow by clicking on R to create a square and change its colors to black. And the second color would also be black, but decrease its transparency to 0. Our shadow is ready. I'm gonna rotate this and drag it until it covers the right side of the canvas. And then duplicate, rotate this. This will be our bottom shadow now. duplicate again. I'm gonna place it on the left. I'm not gonna add shadow on the right because there's glow and our face over there. I'll place the shadows behind everything. And that's it. The thumbnail is done. I'll tell you exactly why this thumbnail is attractive in maybe 30 seconds. The face is zoomed in with emotion. Both of the texts are bold and big, especially school, which is the main topic of the video. And make sure that the main topic of your video is bigger and tells your audience what the video is going to be about. Next, the three amazing looking icons, the drop shadow. These icons tell your viewer that the lessons you're gonna discuss about in the video. And the background is blurred, which makes other elements pop easily. And the glow behind our main image makes our main image pop, makes the face pop, and builds contrast. And finally, last but not least, is our shadows, which put focus on the middle part of your thumbnail. So these are the reasons why this thumbnail is attractive as compared to the 99.99% of thumbnails on YouTube. So apply the rules that I told you now in your thumbnails too, and you'll get better at making your thumbnails, and your thumbnails are going to do well. That's the full process. Now you know not just how to make it, but why it works. Apply the tips that I gave you from this video on your next thumbnails, and you'll already be ahead of most people. And hey, don't forget to follow me for more content on how to make thumbnails on Canva from scratch. This is A Star, and see you in my next one.